Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world. My name is Mr. Jason, and today I have a read aloud for you. Well, welcome back to another read aloud with Mr. Jason. I hope that you're ready for a wild story today. Today's story is Where the Wild Things Are. Story and picture by Maurice Sendak. Do you have an imagination? Does your imagination run wild sometimes? Well, Max's imagination does that very thing. And in this story, we're going to see how wild his imagination gets. As we read our story, keep those eyes open for the sight words that you see here on our list. Also, for the parents and the teachers that are watching, here are a few key developmental indicators this particular story teaches. So join me as we read Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak in Read Alouds with Mr. Jason. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing. And Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to his bed without eating anything. That night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. And in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, Be still, and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up his being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. And Max said, No. The wild things roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped onto his private boat and waved goodbye, and sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day. and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. Now, do you think that Max really was gone for 2 whole years? Or do you think his imagination is, well, really that wild? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. Maybe you should go back and read it again. Who knows? Well, thank you so much for joining me for another Read Aloud. I had a blast reading with you as I always do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment a story down below that you would like for us to read together in our Read Alouds together, and continue to share. You guys are doing a tremendous job of sharing. Continue to share with any and everyone that you come across. We will appreciate it. Well, thank you again for reading with me. I can't wait to read again with you soon. And don't forget, keep reading.